The year 2000, and my boyfriend, we were just started dating, and he was out in California for work, and work gave him a rental car, and I flew out there, and we decided to go to Yosemite. At that point, we're both novice campers, and we borrowed a tent from friends, and bought one of those blue tarps that you actually usually put over your boats or wood piles, or kind of really anything except a tent, because it's not exactly waterproof or very efficient. So we arrived in Yosemite very late at night, and we went back and set up our tents, went to sleep, didn't think much of it, until the middle of the night, when we heard this noise. And there was something walking on that blue tarp, and sniffing and snorting. And we both, and a couple things happened like all at once. We woke up, grabbed each other, and stopped breathing. Because what we realized had happened is that a bear was walking across our campsite. So we did the thing that most people would do in that situation. Once we realized the bear was gone, we got up and ran. And we got into our car and we busted ass up the road. And then we stopped and realized that something else had happened. Back window of the car, this is not my car, but it was something like this. The back window of the rental car was busted in, and my camera bag had been stolen. And this was important because at the time I had 2 cameras, 40 rolls of film, black and white and color, printed out, plane tickets, cash, money from my ATM machine, everything was in this bag, and it was gone. So here I am, absolutely fixated on my camera bag because I'm a photographer, and I am in Ansel Adams' playground, and now I don't have my cameras. And my partner Mike was like, oh my God, the rental car window's broken, how am I ever gonna pay for this? So we had different priorities at the time, and I kind of went into that weekend thinking, like, man, if we survive this weekend, we're gonna be great. And here we were with a major test on our hands. So what we did was what most people do is they went and, sorry, this looks like it's working. Okay, so anyway, so we went to the ranger the next day, and we explained to him that we had a bear incident, and he said to us, what did you do to my bear? I'm like, nothing really. We did everything right. We locked away all of our pots and pans. We had no food in the tent. I just left my camera bag on the back seat. And he said, well, you got to understand, you can't do that. So these are the lessons we learned from our bear attack. 1, when we came into the campground that night, we didn't see the very obvious indicator sign. It's like green to red, bear activity, which was over here. So the bear activity in the campground that week was so high that bears were coming around all the time and just getting into trouble. And we set up tent in the way far back. So we were not around any other humans. So it was really easy for the bear to come out of the woods and come right to us. So that was one of the major problems. And that's a really important thing to know. The next was that really ignorance is no excuse. And watching all of those Animal Planet videos or bear attacks, not actually education, and it's really actually a very bad idea. So what we should have done, according to the ranger, was this. 2 of you stand together. You put your arms over your head, and then you clap together and stamp your feet on the ground and yell, bear, bear, go away, bear, at 1 in the morning when he's only wearing boxer pants, and this will scare the bear away. And we looked at him incredulously like, you've got to be kidding me. There's got to be a better way to scare away a bear. He goes, oh, no, don't worry about it. You do that. And like, and the bear is just going to magically go away? And he's like, well, the bear may run at you. It's called a Bluff Charge. But don't worry about it. He's going to run at you probably 30 miles an hour, and he's going to veer off 2 to 3 feet in front of you. So we're like, okay, this sounds logical. Except you have to know your audience, because you can only really do this to a black bear. You don't want to be doing this. You actually don't want to be 20 to 50, to really 200 feet within a radius of a grizzly bear. So if you don't know what kind of bear territory you're in, then you're really in trouble. And there's some great education in online sites like bear.org that can tell you all about it. So if you don't know what kind of bear you're dealing with, you really have to learn that first. So we realized, okay, we got it. Black bear, only 200 to 300 pound bear. Grizzly bear is a bit bigger, 500 to 600 pounds. They both run really, really fast, and your likelihood of getting attacked is actually pretty low, unless, of course, the bears around are children. And what the ranger told us is that our bear who attacked our car was a female bear, because she bears go out and collect food. And so basically, after the bear had, well, here we go. So what had happened was that she came up to the back of the car, busted in with her fist, reached in with her head. I mean, this is a radical recreations is how I imagine it happening. Reached in, picked up my camera bag with her teeth, and then walked away with it. The next day, we walked back to the campsite, and we walked around the tent. You know, the shards of glass are everywhere, and there was my camera bag. Nothing was taken, nothing was touched. Basically, all she had done, again, as I'm imagining, is taken her claws and ripped open the zipper and snuffed around and realized, oh, there's no food in there. Because, here's a pop quiz. Bloodhounds versus bear. Which one do you think has a better sense of smell? Bears. Bears have 5 times the sense of smell of bloodhounds. And bloodhounds are the things that they use to find your lost children and drugs. So, Bear had come up to the car. First of all, she had seen that I left a bag in there. She's like, oh, good. And then she's like, is that cherry-scented chapstick I smell? Awesome. Yeah, so I had left chapstick in my camera bag. Dumb. So, there you go. She smelled the chapstick, we think, or maybe she saw the bag. Either way, the bag was now hers. So what you need to know is that, especially in Yosemite, the bears are so much smarter than you are. They actually know that they can get food from you, even though you've read 15 signs, 15 guidebooks to tell you don't leave bags out, because the bear will take whatever's in your bag. And this is what happens. So this is actually in Yellowstone, and this is a grizzly bear. And the way you can tell he's a grizzly bear is he has that hump on the back of his shoulder. And I can also tell this because a guy on a motorcycle tore into the parking lot in the picnic area and said to his buddy, but yelled across the parking lot, dude, there's a huge grizz coming your way. Everyone's like, oh, grizzly bear. And they all turn and look right at the bear and start walking toward it. Small children were galloping by as if it was like a circus day or something. And all I could be like, oh my God, we're witnesses to a massacre. So I sat back with my big camera and documented everything that needed to be known for the nightly news. And the scary thing is this bear, he just kept walking up the trail we had just come down. So, you know, you really have to pay attention, and it's not just for you. Your safety is obviously really important in any kind of wildlife situation, but really it's the bear safety. As we start moving closer into their territory and they have less area to roam, we're going to see a lot more bear attacks. And we saw quite a few this year already in both Canada and the United States. And, you know, but these are really just good lessons in life in general, because we all kind of want there still to be bears. And part of that is really understanding what it means to be a participant in what we call outside or nature. And believe me when I tell you, we no longer camp anywhere or drive anywhere or really do anything without fully cleaning all of our gear to make sure that everything is spick and span. There's never any chapstick in any of my camera bags. This is actually in Glacier Park in Montana. And this is from a road with a really big camera lens, and Mama and the 2 babies are grizzlies, and they're really far away, but not really, like half a mile. So this is still not safe distance, but we're close enough to our car, and there are other people around that were slower than us, and we figured we'd be okay. So the story, you know, so here we are in Yosemite. I get my camera bag back. I am super psyched. And we're in the parking lot, and we're cardboard, you know, taping up our car. It totally looks ghetto, which goes along with the blue tarp and the tent. And some guy came over, and he goes, "What happened to your car?" We're like, "Oh, we had an incident." It's all very raw. And he goes, "Oh, you got attacked by a bear because you left food out in your car?" And we're like, "Yeah, okay, let's walk away really, really fast," because we realized you never ever want to be that guy. And it was like, you didn't pay attention to the rules. But bears are as American as apple pie and Canadian as poutine. So, you know, we do need to be really pay attention to your settings and surroundings. And so 12 years later, Mike and I are still together, and we've had bear viewings and incidences, but nothing as major and violent as that, thank goodness, in the last 12 years of visiting national parks. So don't be afraid of bears. Just know your bears.